Good morning. This is a good one today. I was looking through and I was hoping as I'm going through this to find the genesis moments of things that I'm still using 30 years later. And today is one of those days. And it reminds me of, have you ever seen the documentary about the Beatles? And there's a scene where Paul is trying to work out the song Get Back. And they're sitting around and they're just strumming the guitar and they're trying to work out what the song is and they're making up the lyrics as they go. I had a flashback to one of those things because this is in 1997, early in the year, and I have this vision of Eben Pagan and Joe Stump and I sitting around the pool at Joe's place in Encinitas, California. And I had been working on this idea for a long time. And I'm realizing now, the more I see these ideas that are coming here, that they're all this combination of at least three things that we're combining here. So we talked about the storyboarding as a way of creating customer journeys or creating, sequential things, looking for benchmarks in things. And I was also reading a book called The Loyalty Effect. And I forget who the author is, but the general idea was that people go through different levels, that you have what they call prospects, shoppers, customers, clients, and advocates. And the whole idea is to help people climb the loyalty ladder. And so I was looking at that and thinking, in our situation, what is it that is happening in our business here to advance somebody all the way? And I kind of added one before, where what is somebody before they're a prospect? They're a suspect. So in my mind, this evolution, this progression is to try and put a category on what are we doing in each of those levels to advance somebody through a total relationship with us. So this is the beginning as a storyboard of what became what's now the 8 profit activators. There were 7 steps in this process. So number 1 was select your target market, which is now profit activator 1 is select a single target market. You see how it's evolved there. Section 2 was to compel prospects to call you. Number 3 was to educate and motivate prospects to meet you. So everything, do you remember how I would go through this process, is take this and then list down all the things. What do we need to do to fully select a market? And then what do we need to do to compel somebody to call? And once they've called, they immediately move into that they are now a prospect because we know who they are. Then we need to educate and motivate them for the next step, which is to meet with you, because we can't present your unique service offer until we're meeting with somebody, until we have their full attention. And so present your unique service offer is what became profit activator number 4. And then number 5 is deliver world-class service, which has been now evolved to deliver a world-class experience, a way of getting the result in a superior way with an amazing experience for people. And then number 6 was to provide after-sale service. As soon as somebody's done the actual transactional part of it, remember we talked the other day about how to get referrals or to keep the momentum going for the 30, 60, 90 days after somebody has done business with you. And then number 7 was to nurture lifetime relationships. And all 7 of those are present today in the 8 profit activators, but I've added an 8th profit activator, which is to orchestrate referrals. And that's different than nurturing lifetime relationships. And so looking at this now, I see the value of this constant journaling to gather all the stuff that, like, I was constantly being exposed to things. I was taking in new information. I was processing it in my journals, and I was combining it with the things that I'm learning. Like, what happens when you combine this storyboard with the idea of the loyalty ladder, and my thinking about what we need to do to advance people through a lifetime relationship. And that's pretty exciting to see the genesis of it. And we'll see how the application of this one mental model is responsible for everything that I do now with a business. This is a universally true set of heuristics that I can use to create amazing systems that overlay and create what we now call a breakthrough blueprint. We can create a blueprint using these plans here. So I would encourage you to think through your own models. Are you paying attention to the things that you are taking in? You're thinking and processing and applying them to the things that you are already doing, and then documenting them, and creating your own intellectual property. I got a funny email the other day from Rick. It says, "Dean, question. Are you saying you can teach me to make fat stacks by hanging out at a pub, drinking coffee like you?" And I laughed to myself because I was thinking, yes, I can do that. That's what I do. Is the funny thing, what I really realized is that every idea that I've had, every dollar that I've made over the last 30 years has gone through my brain, through my pen, onto a piece of paper in my journal before it went out into the real world. And if I can turn people onto that activity as a driver for what to do, what to think about, what to ask yourself to draw out what the next most valuable action is for you, and how to find the most profitable things that you can install in your business, I'm all for it. So this Friday at 1 p.m., I'm going to do, for the first time, a 50-minute profit finder workshop. And you're going to join me live on Zoom, and we're going to go through a 50-minute exercise. Bring your pen, bring a notebook or piece of paper, and I'm going to guide you through a thinking process that will help you identify where the lowest hanging fruit is in your business, and maybe some fruit that you didn't even know was there, but I'm going to show you where to look for it. So it's free. It's for you. It's Friday at 1 p.m. this Friday. Just watch. Go to, what did we call the website, Josh?
50-minute profit finder.
Just go to 50minuteprofitfinder.com, and I'll get you all the details, and hopefully you can join us then. Friday, 1 p.m.